You're listening to Rise to Your Purpose, a personal and spiritual development podcast for female entrepreneurs with a mission.
We're your hosts, Brandie and Natalie. All right, today you are going to be getting to hear from Kelsey Biever. She is a Christian life coach and entrepreneur. She has also been in network marketing. That's actually how we first connected, was through our network marketing company. And she has branched out into life coaching for women. And I just love her message, her heart, and her story. And I can't wait to continue collaborating with her. So stay tuned and enjoy this episode. We also aired this via Facebook Live. So you can always go over to our profile and see it there. But you will definitely love hearing just Kelsey's story, where she was at in her life and how she got to where she is now, and how she's contributing just to the marketplace and helping so many women find their transformation through her gifts and through Jesus. So here you go. All right. Hey, everyone. I'm so excited tonight to introduce you to my friend and someone who we've been connected through different things together. And this is Kelsey. And so I asked her to come and do an interview with me just because I have seen kind of what she's been doing and how she can really help other women and women who are moms and at home, maybe at the new homeschooling phase, but also if you're in an area in your life where you are just kind of needing that uplifting and encouragement and maybe some clarity and direction on like where you want to go in your life or maybe with your business. And so if you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Natalie Lawson. And so I'm one of the creators of Victorious Entrepreneurs Rising. And our mission is really just to help women of faith in network marketing to build with passion and purpose while you keep Christ at the center. So I'm really excited to do this interview. Kelsey is a life coach. She also has a background in the network marketing industry. So Kelsey, I'd love for you to introduce yourself a little bit more to everyone watching.
Yeah. So, like she said, I'm Kelsey and, I am actually already well familiar with the homeschool world. I actually have 5 kids and, one of those is a bonus daughter and she's in college. And then we have 3 younger girls that are elementary age and then a 1-year-old little boy. So there's a whole lot of, commotion and it's just, lots of things going on all the time. So we've actually been homeschooling for the last 2.5 years. And prior to that, I have an elementary education background. And then that transferred into ministry. I was a youth pastor for about 5 years. And then have been in network marketing for a total of 7 years. So just lots of background and life experience that just kind of all merged together and brought me into life coaching, which is really like my heart's passion is helping women. And so we just kind of do all the things. And I've just taken what God's shown me and taught me and what I've learned along the way and help other women apply that. So
yeah, I love that. And I didn't realize that you have an elementary education background. So do I. So that's another thing we have in common.
Yeah.
And since you so you're talking about how you are doing life coaching now, and I would love to know a little bit, and I think they would love, because we kind of chatted about that, a little bit of how you knew or felt like, I should get into life coaching. I've actually talked to some women who are trying to figure out where and what they should do next moves. They kind of feel called to something, but they're not sure what. So how did you kind of come to that, revelation, like, yeah, this is where I feel like God is calling me?
Yeah. So, honestly, I think it started in a mixture of the season of network marketing and ministry. My heart all along with network marketing was just helping people and never so much about the products in particular, the business model or anything that, it was really more just the way of connecting with people and getting to know them on a heart level and finding out what motivated them and what they wanted to see different about their life. And so I was just so inspired by that and working with so many women over the last 7 years. It's crazy. But really just kind of digging into that, and just, watching transformation happen in people's lives. It was really cool. And so I just felt God kind of calling me out of the network marketing and more into just focusing on the life coaching portion, because of the tremendous impact that can have in so many different areas of women's lives. And it's, I'm a Christian coach, so you don't have to be a Christian to work with me, but I'm coming from a Christian perspective, just because I've seen the way that God's transformed my life and what happens when I keep him at the center of my life versus when I'm seeking the world. And really that was, I think, where he kind of called me out of network marketing specifically, and more into the coaching side of things, because I can really keep him and helping people draw closer to him and the purpose for their life. So that's kind of how I got into life coaching, and really just feel this desire and this passion to help women find confidence and authenticity. I feel like that's really rare. We're so stuck in the comparison game of, we're watching everybody's highlight reels on social media, and I've found myself doing that, where it's like, I kind of want to be like a little bit like this person and a little bit like that person. And, and so like, I kind of got really curious about myself. I felt like, I woke up one day and just kind of had lost my identity, and really wanted to get back to the root of who my identity in Christ was, and then how to teach that to other women and find that same authenticity, because it just transposes over into every area of life. So that's how I got into life coaching.
I was like writing down things because it even sparks some other questions or things to talk about. So one, I love, because that is a big thing for our purpose partner community that we have in Victorious Entrepreneurs Rising, was really helping women, because we saw in ourselves and, in others, like how easy it can be to start comparing yourself to other people's journeys or trying to fit a mold. And we were like, oh, we got to get back, like rooted and centered in Christ and our identity in him as daughters of Christ, and not like trying to always live up to the world's expectations of how we should build a business or what we should do day in and day out, and really kind of seeking him on what that looks like. And then being okay if you're not doing everything exactly like someone else. Everybody's going to have their own journey. And so I loved how you talked about your passion kind of behind it was getting at like the heart level and really helping and seeing that transformation in women's lives and finding out what motivates them. So I think that's a key thing that women in business can like take out of that, is like really working with those women who, and finding out really what can help them and serve them, whether they're a customer or a teammate of yours, or even if they don't become anything, that you're still there as a human first of like, how can I help you? Do you have some tips or things that have helped you kind of get out of that or work through? Because I think every once in a while you'll still come back to that comparison mode in anything you do. I think that can come up, but what has helped you kind of push through that so you're not like stuck in there and in that discouragement or in that I'm not good enough feeling or phase?
I think what's helped me and what kind of started this journey was I read a quote, and I can't remember it exactly, but it was like, where your passion for life meets people's greatest hunger is where like your purpose is. And that really inspired me to kind of dig in and kind of be self-reflective. And so one of the things that I love to do is prayer journal. And that kind of goes through homeschooling and working from home. Like I love to wake up before everybody else in the house, and have quiet coffee. I think it helps keep my sanity, but then it also helps me, kind of draw into Jesus and what he wants to communicate to my heart. And I think that is where my shift in recognizing my identity in Christ started, was because like I just got a notebook and just started writing kind of like letters to Jesus and just kind of pouring my heart out, and everything I was thinking and feeling, and doubts and insecurities, or prayer requests, obviously. And then it's really cool to be able to go back and look through that journal. And like, I circle answered prayers or circle things that God's given me clarity on, so I can see him working in my life. And I think that gives me a lot more confidence, that, we have an amazing Father, and he created us for a purpose. And so I think that is what helped me find my identity. And then honestly, just getting in the Word and reading lots of great books. And I actually brought a book down here with me. This book is like helping me so much. It's Rhythms of Renewal. It's a great book. Yeah. It's such a good, yes, Rhythms of Renewal. It is such a good book. And it's, the tagline on it is trading stress and anxiety for a life of peace and purpose. But she kind of talks about just like her struggles and things that she's worked through. And so it's very relatable, but I love that book so much. And I'm a total junkie for reading, and I love it.
I think I was going to read it after college, and now I'm like, I love it. I think I read 3 books this month so far. So yeah, I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah, it's good. So, yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it does. I was actually going to say, and this is I think, so much value too. And even something I learned when I initially, my sister, she had started working with a life coach. And so when we started working together as business coaches, we also worked with her to continue through that journey, because you're going to always need someone that's there, like kind of keeping you on, in check and online, and helping you with kind of those mindset things that can come along. And that's really too where I started doing more of that journaling. And just the other day, I actually started looking at like what I had been writing and things I had learned. And it was so funny how things it's like, I never think anything is coincidence. Like God has a reason and purpose for everything, but how things I wrote down last year around this time is so perfect for me even right now. And that some of the transitions and things that I'm like, oh Lord, you knew like I was going to need to read that again. So yeah, I think that is really, really awesome. And you mentioned about like being homeschooling, and I know there's a lot of moms that's new for them. They've been maybe used to building their business or working full time and have a business, or maybe just doing mom life, but not having your kids home all the time because they're in school and now they're home. So that's kind of been the name of the game for you for a while. So what can you help? Is there any like tips you have for moms out there who are like overwhelmed with new e-learning, and how they can maybe kind of de-stress a little bit from that? Maybe some organizational things you guys have done in your family that has really helped over the years.
Yeah. So I think it was hard for me at first, coming from an elementary education background, because I wanted to create the classroom and I wanted to have the schedule and like X time we're going to do this. And that just didn't work. And unless you have multiples, we have a 3rd grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergarten student all at once. So it's not, like there's so much grace that's needed, and there's so much space, and they all 3, anybody that has kids know that all of them have different personalities. All of them learn differently. All of them feel loved differently. And so it was really difficult at first transitioning and being able to take myself like out almost as their parent, like take myself out and just kind of assess the situation. And I realized that we needed to be more of a rhythm over routine. So instead of like a routine being like, okay, we've got, from 8 to 10, we do X, Y, Z, we just have like this daily rhythm that we're in, where they wake up and we have breakfast, and then it's personal care, they do their chores, and then they work on school. And I've given them so much freedom in regards to if they need to jump around while they're doing something, or lay on the floor, or sit in the kitchen, or sit in their bedroom and have some quiet time. I think that has helped all of us so much, because they're just like tiny little adults with big emotions just like us. And so they need space to process that, and they need lots of breaks. That was one of the things that I did not make time or space for in the beginning that frustrated all of us, because I was just like, we have got to get done with school. And we were all frustrated, and sometimes they were crying and they were like, homeschool is not fun. And I start second guessing and thinking we made this terrible mistake by pulling them out of public school. And so I realized we just needed a lot more breaks. And so we do a lot of fun things. Obviously right now we can't go to the library or do anything like we normally would, but there's so many online resources that are a lot of fun. So like, after 15, 20 minutes of doing a school activity, we'll get up and we'll worship, or we'll have a dance party. And they think that is the most fun. Like if you can let yourself just be free in the moment and just like, as the mom, just start doing this silly dance, it gets the whole house in a good mood. So if you're like, okay, let's take a break, and you just bust out dancing or singing, that kind of refreshes everybody. There's, Go Noodle and all kinds of things online where you can just kind of give everybody a little bit of a break. And I think another thing that really has helped me is scheduling time for self-care and giving myself space. Because when you're with your kids 24/7, it's amazing. You learn how impatient you actually are. It's kind of scary at first, because you think you're like this awesome patient person. And then when you have your kids around you 24/7 and you're trying to work from home and homeschool and, keep house and everything, you learn a lot about yourself. So giving yourself and your kids a lot of grace, and then scheduling time to take care of yourself and just have time where no one's touching you or, calling you mom over and over, and like read or do something for you. Even if it's just like light a candle and have a cup of coffee or some tea or something, that has been so good for me, to just kind of get my headspace right.
I really love that. Thank you so much for sharing. So I think even from I learned, like definitely having what you said, having your own self-care time and making your morning time a priority before everyone gets up. So putting in those, like you said, more of, what did you call it? Rhythm. I liked that. Like kind of a rhythm to your day, and kind of time blocking your day a little bit, but not being so worrying about like the structure as much of, hey, this is the time we work on, and then we do this. So I really like that. I think that'll help a lot of people too, who maybe are, because I know a lot of schools are getting deeper into the e-learning part now. So I think that'll be really beneficial. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And do you have any stories you'd like to share of a woman that you've like worked with, or you've seen the impact like in their life that you'd want to, I kind of just put that on the spot, but I just thought of that, like if there's any story you remember in particular that really kind of stood out to you of like, here's the possible transformation someone can make when you really get under the surface of things. Yeah, totally. So one of my favorite people, I had the chance to work with her, and I've really enjoyed watching just the transformation that's taken place in her confidence, and just finding a congruency and authenticity. That was one of the things that we were working on, was getting really curious about, why am I like this in this social setting, but different over here? And where is that stemming from? And how can we heal through that? And that's one of my favorite things of working with people, is just getting really curious. And, it's not from a place of judgment, but just asking like, why am I feeling this way? Where is it coming from? And how can I feel it and process it and then release it moving forward into something positive? So it's been really cool to watch her grow. She's a teacher and she's middle-aged, and getting to, watch her confidence grow, where, she originally was like, I'm lost. I'm, closer to retirement than I am anything else. And it's like, I have no idea who I am or where I'm going in life. And so getting to watch that transformation happen, where she's confident in who she is, and she's on a better health journey now. And, she's feeling very free to pursue boldly what she wants to do in her life, rather than just kind of settling. I think that's one of the things that I see a lot, is like we said at the very beginning, kind of comparison and taking pieces of other people's journey and like thinking what our life should look like, versus finding
this is who I am, and I'm going to be boldly authentic in who God created me to be, and really dig into my heart's purpose and take that moving forward and creating the life that He's called me to live. And so that has been really, really cool. And that's one of my favorite parts of working with women, is getting to watch that transformation take place, and just the confidence, like you can just see it in them and hear it in their voices, that they're living the life that they want to. Because ultimately, we get one chance to live life. So it's too short to be doing anything that we don't want to be.
And sitting in that worry or fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This was really fun, and I love learning more about you and what you are doing. And I know that you are you have new clients right now for this quarter. So tell us a little bit more about how people can get connected with you, if they, what you have to offer, and if they want to get connected, how they can do that.
Yeah. So I have a website. You can sign up online for a free, it's a 60-minute clarity call. And basically we just kind of work through the 5 main focus areas of life, and just kind of evaluate where you're at and where you want to be. And that's really our starting point. So even if coaching isn't the right fit for you right now, it is still a great thing to go ahead and schedule, because it kind of gives you like that broad overview of life. So you can sign up for that. My website is BravelyYouChristianCoaching.com. And so you can sign up on there, or you can just message me directly, and we can schedule a time to work together. So I have different coaching packages, because everybody's kind of in a different season of life. So there are some shorter and some longer, but usually like the most often people want to work, usually a 6-month time frame is a really good way to make a lot of transformation in life. So yeah, that's how we can work together. Really the starting point, it's just reaching out and connecting either on Instagram or Facebook or on my website, and going from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I think a lot of you probably got value out of this, just like I did. And we look forward to connecting with you more. And if you aren't over in our Purpose Partner community, definitely feel free to come over there and jump in. And so, yeah, we will see you guys next time. Thank you. Rise to Your Purpose will be a weekly podcast. Our hope is to inspire and educate you on your entrepreneurial journey to help you fuel your passions, live your purpose, and build a business that works for you.
You can subscribe, rate, and comment on any podcast app. We'd love to hear from you. It makes us so happy to see you tuning in to the show. So if you're on Instagram, let us know what your favorite part of the show was by taking a screenshot of the episode you tuned into, and tag us at LiveVictorious on your story. Let us know what your favorite quote or takeaway from the episode was, so that we can be inspired to keep creating content like this for you.
To learn more about us and get involved with our community of mission-driven entrepreneurs, join our Facebook group, Purpose Partners, where we partner together in faith and business. So until next time, build a business that works for you and stay in alignment with your mission.